So this has been Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga at Lusaka High School in Munali constituency.
I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Main News. We sincerely apologize for the delay. The headlines. More people in queues as polling stations close. Internet misbehaves as Zambians vote. All 16 presidential candidates confident of scooping the election. In international news, wildfires bring diversification to Algeria, Tunisia. And in sports, FARS encourages women up referee positions. Join me with the main news in detail after this commercial.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
And now the main news in detail. Residents of Mungu Western Province turned up in large numbers to cast their vote, with others gathering at their respective polling stations as early as 03 hours. Mulambo polling station opened at 06 hours and already had 3 long queues, which did not seem to be reducing until later in the day. The military and police were equally present to help maintain law and order. The Zambia Federation of Disability Organization is disappointed that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has failed to facilitate inclusion for persons with disabilities in Thursday's polls. A check in some centers found that the facilitation was not easily accessible, thus making it difficult for persons with disabilities. Zaford Director Justin Bakali is disappointed that in Kabwata constituency in Chilenje at Othawina polling station, electoral officials had no brow jackets.
As Zaford, we are monitoring elections this year, and currently we are at Othawina polling station, where we have seen that actually the infrastructure is not disability friendly. We have also observed that they do not have a brow jacket. The lighting system also is very poor. So we're just hoping that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has been informed so that these people will be able to vote independently without being assisted. Because as far as we are concerned now, we feel that the rights to vote for persons with disabilities are not protected, because they are being assisted, and we can imagine that if these people that are assisted, they have hidden agendas, then they will be voting against their will. So we are expecting that ECZ should be able to respond, and I hope the presiding officers have reported.
Republican President Edgar Lungu is confident of scooping the election. President Edgar Lungu underscored the need for peace to prevail amid polls. He has since advised citizens against sticking at polling stations after voting as advised by some opposition's political leaders, saying it is not necessary.
People braved the dark to be among the first ones in the queue in what has been dubbed as a tightly contested poll, with 16 citizens seeking to rule Zambia. Zambia has over 7 million registered voters, 116 districts, 156 constituencies, 1,858 wards, and 12,152 polling stations. President Edgar Lungu was the first one to vote in Jawama constituency, John Howard Crawford Shorter. He was being accompanied by the First Lady, Esther Lungu. The First Lady previously voted from Kabwata constituency, but she had to join her husband in supporting their daughter, THESSALONIANS, who is a parliamentary candidate for Jawama constituency under the PF ticket. There was a high voter turnout and in Jawama constituency and across the country. Foreign election observation missions are equally in the country, among them the European Union and the African Union. Speaking shortly after exercising his right to vote, President Edgar Lungu expressed confidence of scooping the election.
That's my rating for winning. And your way to win the race for not winning. No, we're winning team. My way to vote for it to come. Please let them come and vote and go back home and stay and just finish peacefully. I hear some politicians are forgetting for people to hang around the polling center. That will just bring chaos. So the example of voting, don't want to stay, listen to the radio, newspaper, television. So the results should be there. That's what the good citizen does. So please don't hang around polling centers. Just put confusion, possession, and unnecessary.
At the same venue, there was commotion as some people wanted to get a glimpse of the head of state and others ended up being casualties. Now that people have voted, we can only wait for the winner after the counting of votes.
Reminiscent of what happened in 2011 when people turned out in mass, and I hope that many more people will come and cast their votes, and the best candidate win.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
United Party for National Development leader Hakainde Hichilema has charged that it is time for change and the people want the change. The country's largest opposition leader said this Thursday afternoon after casting his vote at Kabulonga Boys Secondary School. Mr. Hichilema, who was in the company of his wife, however, expressed concern on how polling agents were slow with people stranded in long queues. He said it was essential that all the people that were attended to because it is their right to cast their votes.
The country's largest opposition leader, Hakainde Hichilema, arrived at Kabulonga Boys Secondary School exactly at 14 hours Thursday afternoon to cast his vote, throwing the entire place at the polling station into a frenzy. Security around him had to squeeze through the crowd that cheered him on as he walked into the polling station. In this election, Mr. Hichilema is challenging President Edgar Lungu. The 2021 general election makes it the 6th time that Mr. Hichilema is contesting, but despite that, he still stands firm with the confidence of this time around, scooping the presidential seat.
Well, look, you can tell the mood. We are confident that people who want change, you can see it on their faces, you can hear what they want, and the important thing is that the decision of who becomes president, who leads this country, must be determined by the Zambian people, the voters, not the people who count the votes. That's number one. So everybody must be allowed to vote. That's number two, because I'm concerned about the speed there. It's slow. These people need to all vote. For them to vote, there must be an increase processing there. That is important.
These elections are said to be one of the tightest that the country has ever had, many referring it to the country's history.
Are looking extremely promising. The environment is that of an enthusiastic audience. I think the last time we saw this kind of turnout was in 1991, and we all know that 1991 was a revolutionary vote. It was a vote for change. And now if you go around the whole Lusaka, everywhere we have been, the situation is the same. There is overwhelming response. The people have come out in large numbers. And as you can see, even here in Kapulonga, there's always been this notion that areas like these that are low density areas, people don't vote. They'll say, but when you look around here, it is overwhelming. It tells you that the people are hungry to vote. Now, what they are voting for, we don't know. You can't tell, I can't tell. So we'll wait for the results. But I have a good feeling that change has arrived.
A lot of people across the country turned out in numbers to cast their vote for their preferred candidates. Citizens are since requested to patiently wait for the result and not do anything that will cause alarm. Miriam Kaemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Meanwhile, other opposition political parties contesting the 2021 presidential elections have attributed the large turnout of voters to the fact that people would love to see change. Speaking to Camnet TV in an interview, Movement for Multi-Party Democracy President Dr. Nevis Mumba says the majority of the voters that turned out in numbers simply symbolizes that they want to see a change and also that they are taking their future seriously.
The day that the country has been anxiously waiting for has finally come. People from all walks of life flocked to their various polling stations in order to have a share of the national collective decision to select leaders who will take the day. Several political parties contesting at various levels have expressed pleasure of the voter turnout, mostly attributing the impressive turnout to the people wanting change. Democratic Party President Mr. Harry Kalaba says he is more than confident of taking the day, as well as expressed pleasure over the voter turnout throughout the country.
Supremely confident. I am confident that I am winning these elections. The DP will win these elections because, first of all, we are issue-based. We have always spoken against violence. We have always preached against tribal politics. Our politics primarily have been on development of this country. I think we've been divided enough as a country. It is time to heal the divide. And I think the only party that is capable of doing that is the Democratic Party.
Economic Freedom Fighters Party President Mr. Kasonde Mwenda says it is good to see Zambians directing the fate of their future.
The thing here speaks to us about how optimistic the Zambian people are and how much they're concerned about the kind of leadership they are having. So they are coming up today to come and cast a vote for their preferred candidate. It's something encouraging and it's a good direction, something we should emulate and encourage.
And Movement for Multi-Party Democracy presidential candidate Dr. Nevis Mumba says he is happy to see the youth turn out in huge numbers.
We are happy with the turnout. I think the young vote is really encouraging because they want to secure their own future. Before this, young people didn't vote that much. Now we see so many young people wanting to determine their own future. So we are very, very happy with the outcome, or rather the response of the Zambian population to the election. It's a bit uncomfortable that we have to wait for so long to get to the booth, but it's worth it, the young people. It's worth it to spend this time and do the right thing.
Mr. Charles Chanda of the United Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia UPPZ applauded the ECZ for the commendable job this far in conducting the elections.
I'm commending ECZ. They've tried their best. if you look at the history of elections in Zambia, this is the first time we are having the highest turnouts. And there have been few glitches here and there, but I want to say ECZ, thanks, thumbs up, and we used to hope that the remaining hours will be incident-free.
And Mr. Enoch Tonga of the Third Liberation Party has equally commended to the Zambian people for turning up in large numbers to vote.
They have taken it upon themselves to participate in these elections so that they've got a voice which they need to see that the things can improve their own lives. You can see here, I think in 2016, I voted for me as well. And today, there's a number of people, though not too much, but I think compared to 2016, there are many of them. So generally, I think speaking, even where I was coming from, I've seen a lot of people coming out, in their homes to go and cast their vote, which is a good indicator that indeed Zambians now, they are taking responsibility to ensure that we can all make a decision where we're heading to as a country.
Meanwhile, Zambians United for Sustainable Development Party President Mr. Lazarus Chisela says his party will accept the outcome of the elections regardless of who takes the day.
From the voters, you can see out there are so many people. They have been here, some of them have been here since 6 o'clock until now. And the line is quite long, which means that people are interested in the change. And I feel encouraged as somebody who lived in diaspora and relocated to Zambia to see how much people want to change. It's very unfortunate that the change that the people want is what needs to be explained to the people. Do they want the change of the president only, or they want the change of the system?
There's nobody who can accept or not accept defeat. Whether one accepts or not, the law will take its own course. You can't impose yourself on people. As President Rupia Banda said the other day, you can't impose yourself on people. If people have voted for you, you get in. If people have not voted for you, you don't go in. Period. There's no one above the law. We are all equal. Every candidate who has participated in these elections, if they win, they go in government. If they lose, they remain in the opposition. Those who are in government today, if they lose today, they resort to the opposition.
Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
Patriotic Front National Mobilization Committee member Bizwa Mtale has asked the international election observers to do their job and not control the proceedings in Zambia. Speaking after casting his vote, Mr. Mtale says Zambia is peaceful, well known for holding credible election and used as a mirror for many African countries. Mr. Mtale says all Zambians are aware of this fact, hence the need for international bodies to keep their space. Meanwhile, Mr. Mtale has described the voting process as smooth, commending the Electoral Commission of Zambia for a job well done.
Being impeded in our country, we cannot just be easily accept everything that is coming in that manner. We have got the right to our own country, to our own decision as Zambians. Give us a space, we speak as a Zambian. Give us a space, we work, we do our own decision as Zambians, not to be pushed by the western wind to make the change in our country. We are not yet ready for any change. We are comfortable. We cannot change what is working to what is not working. Zambians are satisfied and we are comfortable. President Dr. Edgar Chagwa is coming back to continue where he has left. People are trying to sabotage the president. People are trying to sabotage that the president can look bad, but definitely the truth is pointing to one direction. The service he has done is tremendously well, tremendously good. This is working. This is happening. We are very comfortable and we are happy to make sure that this country will enjoy the peace. We will not accept the change of government using the bullet. We will not accept the change of government using the panga. Not in Zambia. It will not be registered in Zambia. President Edgar Chagwa, not even the word of vulgar or violence has he ever uttered to anybody in the republic of this country. We will not allow that, and we are forging ahead as Zambians.
In other news, young people turned up in numbers to make their vote count in Thursday's election. Some young people in Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, anticipated empowerment and employment to be facilitated by the next government. Meanwhile, some people had a tough time voting following the discrepancies on their voters' cards.
There are about 4.8 million young people aged 15 to 35, which is about 36.7% of Zambia's population. The largest population of young people in its history presents an enormous opportunity to transform the future. And in Thursday's election, they turned up to make their demand through the ballot. In Kanyama constituency, Linda compound, young people told this journalist that they are voting because they seek better opportunities and improved livelihoods.
Empowerment, because most of the youth have been destroyed their life. We have the youth here, we have intelligent youth that have been graduated, but yet no jobs, no chance. At the end of the day, through peer pressure, those youths, graduated youths,
one only hopes their needs will be attended to by the winners of the August 12 polls.
But the challenges we have here in Linda constituency, our councillors, we vote for them. They go, we don't, for good 4 years, we don't see them. So we need the councillor who can work for us. Then the councillor that we vote for him, he go for good for 4 years. This is my problem.
Meanwhile, some voters in Lusaka's Kabwata constituency had challenges to exercise their right to vote following discrepancies on their voters' cards. This follows a wrong indication of the polling district, indicating the name Nyandeka, which must be a location in Eastern Province, as opposed to Mungoniliso, and the matter was being attended to by electoral officials. But by broadcast time, the electoral body was yet to give a response. Perhaps that anomaly can be attributed to the issue of the inability to verify details.
And PF. And PF, there's no way they can put polling district here, they put in Nyandeka, and then we're being told that it's not here. How? When it's here, it's written Kamala Papa. We want to vote. There is a provision to vote. We need exactly. There is a provision whereby this is how they're stealing our votes. This is how they're stealing our votes. There is that provision, they give vote. I hope this is live. I hope this is live.
And these guys have no explanation about what they so-called about what the religions, but this issue is about the ECZ themselves that can actually explain about it. Nothing else. So, you know, we are so being so differentiated, and I don't know, and I know that we are not going to vote.
I sent someone to come with me. So we don't even know where person is coming from. We are still waiting. It's too much. We can't be here from 05 because our surnames are M, and then we'll be here at 216 hours.
That's our suggestion, is that they create another desk for M's, 2 or more, because even the guys, most of them here are M's.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Healing Word Ministries presiding Pastor Moses Chilua has challenged Zambians to work hard and not wait for politicians to change their status. Speaking shortly after casting his vote, Pastor Chilua says no single human being can change the status of all Zambians, but that hard work is the only way of conquering the sufferings. And Pastor Chilua has charged that whatever political party will form government after the election should uphold the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation and not tamper with the day of national prayer. Meanwhile, ministry co-founder Pastor Victoria Chilua says every Zambian has been given a chance to vote and says no single person should complain of voter apathy if they shunned from exercising their constitutional right.
Get land. Liberate yourself. You must be able to do something that is worth it. Yes, you have cast your vote. What next? Where will your meal come from? Who is going to put food on the table? If you think the government will do that, your vote was a waste and a sheer waste of time. You must know that working hard is what will liberate this nation. Let me say, to the incoming leaders. Zambians should not be taken for granted. Don't use them like a donkey. They vote and you dump them, you ditch them. Empower the Zambians. The economy of Zambia will only pick up when Zambians are empowered. We want to say to the incoming leaders, the declaration of Zambia as a Christian nation should not be tempered. The day of prayer, which even the great nation of America has, should not be tempered.
Amen. The election day has come. People have been campaigning. We know how. If you have not come here to vote and practice voter apathy, don't complain. Keep your mouth shut, because you were given a chance to come and make a choice.
You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We take our first set of commercials. We'll be back with more news after this.
In this fast-paced era of industrial boom and population growth, there is need to invest in smart ways of managing electricity and water consumption and reducing utility billing costs associated with the postpaid billing system. At Savenda Electronics, we manufacture right here in Zambia different types of high-quality smart electricity and water meters to customer specifications. Savenda Electronics water and electricity meters help you monitor your usage and gives notifications such as low units, tampering, low battery, and many other features. These easy-to-use meters makes it easier to buy units even in these COVID times and top up just from the comfort of your space. Favorable contract terms are available to both electricity and water utilities. For more details, get in touch with us on the following numbers: 0956 580 349 or 0977 498 318. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Good day to you, dear esteemed customers. As Zamtel, we're glad to bring something of excitement to you, and it's a promotion we've dubbed Yatu, which simply means it's yours. And in this promotion, we're giving benefits that are tailored to you specifically as a customer, depending on the profile or the segment that you're sitting on as a customer. And in this promotion, we are saying you will get from as low as 13 benefits amounting to over 500%, and it's all for you so that you get more benefits. So to know more about Yatu, stay on.
Yatu is a promotion that offers Zamtel customers amazing benefits that are made just for you. Zamtel customers will get amazing benefits of over 500% bonus back the value that they used when they subscribe to a Yatu offer. Yatu benefits will be usable for Zamtel to Zamtel calls, Zamtel to Zamtel SMSs, and browsing on pay-as-you-go defined rates. For you to access the amazing Yatu offers, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 1 to purchase the offer that best suits you. Zamtel customers will have the ability to actually purchase the Yatu benefit more than once. So this means you can purchase the offer twice, you can purchase the offer 3 times, and the benefits will be accumulative at the end of the day. Yatu benefits will be able to be redeemed if you subscribe to the same offer within a 5-day period. So if you have unused benefits from the previous day and the expiry date comes, you can still subscribe to the same offer within 5 days and your benefits will be able to accumulate. How amazing is that? For you to check your Yatu benefit balance, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 2 and you'll be able to see your current balance.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market? Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties, on +260 762 166 018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
Thank you for staying with us. We continue with Camnet TV main news. Consumer Unity Trust Society, CUTS, has charged that there is need to revise the legal framework that deals with debt contraction and sustainability. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Camnet TV News, CUTS research assistant Uchizi Ngulube says addressing the underlying issue that has led the high debt situation in Zambia is key at tabling future debt contraction. Mr. Ngulube says Zambia's debt situation has surpassed the sustainable levels as prescribed by the International Monetary Funds. He has since challenged whichever political party that will form government after 12th August general election should prioritize debt sustainability.
Zambia's public and publicly guaranteed debt as at end of December 2020 represented a 5.5% increase from the end of 2019 figure of 19.4 billion United States dollars. From the total figure, 11.6 billion United States dollars was in external debt, while 6.66 billion United States dollars was in domestic debt, while 1.56 billion was in publicly guaranteed debt. In total, Zambia had in excess of over 250 billion kwacha worth of debt from external, domestic and publicly guaranteed debt. The indication shows that the country's debt situation surpasses sustainability levels as it surpasses the country's gross domestic product GDP as well as double the country's national budget. In an interview with Camnet News, Consumer Unity Trust Society CUTS says the debt situation in Zambia needs urgent intervention from whichever political party will win the August general elections.
The IMF, they prescribe that debt sustainability. For debt sustainability, your debt has to be less than 55% of GDP. And when you look at Zambia's debt currently, our debt is well over 100% of GDP, which basically says that what we owe is even more than what we can produce as a nation. And the effect that this has is that when you look at different government institutions, government ministries, look at the budget, you see that a lot of the money that is in the budget, what is budgeted for, is going towards debt servicing. Debt servicing is carrying a huge chunk of government expenditure.
Mr. Ngulube adds that there is need to revise the legal framework that surrounds debt contraction, considering that the current framework has not been followed by those entrusted with power.
And I think going forward as well, we still, whichever government comes in after this election, we'll still need to address the underlying issues that have led to this unsustainable debt situation that we're in. One of them is revising the legal framework that guides debt. The legal framework is quite outdated. I think the Loans and Guarantees Act of 1994, I think it needs revision when it comes to debt management. These are modern times with modern issues. We've seen commercial debt rising, and there have been issues about oversight, who has the final say when it comes to debt contraction in Zambia.
The decision to table the debt situation that has been robbing from key sectors such as health, education and social sectors, just to mention a few, remains in the hands of leaders that will form government after the 12th August 2021 general elections. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
United Party for National Development Petauke Central Member of Parliament Samson Piri is happy with the high voter turnout in Thursday's general election. He is confident that the party has gained grounds in Eastern Province.
The voting has gone on well. I was on the queue for a short time and I was able to cast my ballot. So our chances are very high to grab the Petauke Central constituency seat because we bring a package. We've brought a package to the people of Petauke Central constituency in terms of lowering the prices of fertilizer, creation of jobs and businesses for the young people, providing water in the villages, and the roads. We really need to work on the roads, and people have agreed with us. So we are very confident that we are scooping this seat this year.
Town clerk at the Kawe Town Council has dismissed claims that the ballot papers were tampered with at the Civic Center Wednesday by Patriotic Front Kawe Central Parliamentary candidate to Twangulube. Pictures have been going round social media showing the former Kabwe Central Member of Parliament in a clobbered state, alleging that he was beaten up by Kabwe residents after attempting to tamper with the ballots on the said day. Town clerk at the Kabwe Town Council, Mr. Joel Shawer, in an interview with Camnet News, has rubbished the claims, stating that all ballots at the Civic Center were kept safe and secure in the strong room.
During election time, accusations among opposing political parties are high, as each political party is desperate to take the day after the counting of votes is done. This was the case in Kabwe District Wednesday, where suspicions were high and rumors going around that former Kabwe Central Member of Parliament Twangulube attempted to tamper with ballots at the town civic center, which earned him bruises from residents. Town clerk at the Kabwe Town Council, Mr. Joe Shawer, however, has assured citizens that no ballot papers have been tampered with, as is being purported.
The allegation which is going around on social media concerning our former MP, Honorable Twangulube, that he was harassed at the civic center where he wanted to tamper with the ballot papers, that is a very false allegation. At the civic center, we have never had any fracas. This thing I hear when I got a report from the commanding officer. It happened somewhere in Kaflamasi. And Kaflamasi is about 10 kilometers away from the civic center.
He asked that citizens do not need to worry, as the council is law-abiding and cannot allow such an incident to happen.
Our ballot paper were locked in a strong room, and we had 2 armed police officers per shift. So no one came near.
Zambians are voting Thursday in the general elections. Zipporah Mushala, Camnet News, Kabwe.
The Zambia Railways Limited says it has partners with various communities and came up with cooperatives where the line of rail is located in order to help mitigate vandalism of the rail line. Speaking to Camnet News in an interview, the ZRL Board Chairman Dr. Evans Chabala says the institution has for a long time suffered loss to vandalism and has caused major setback for the institution. Dr. Chabala says since the creation of the cooperatives, mass sensitization, the institution has seen major reduction in the number of vandalism cases, as people not only know the importance of the rail line but also have a sense of ownership.
A lot of residences that have mushroomed very close to, very near the railway tracks, and because of that, you know, some of it results in people tampering with the trucks, removing pieces of metal from the trucks, which apparently they go and sell. We've caught up on all these developments, and we're putting measures in place to reduce the vandalism. I have, as chairman, with some of my colleagues on the board, taken a tour of the entire line from Chingola to Livingston to look at this issue, and we've constituted measures where the things that used to be removed easily from the tracks, we're now sort of welding them onto the tracks themselves, so that they can't easily be removed.
Zambians experienced internet challenges in the afternoon of the August 12th polls. Popular software such as WhatsApp and Facebook were hardly accessible. This comes amid the prediction that just like some African countries that recently held elections had shut down the internet, Zambia was going to follow suit. The Zambian government had warned that if the people are going to abuse social media, it was going to invoke necessary provisions. Citizens and some foreign election monitors experienced concern that shutting down the internet would hinder the free flow of information. Bus and Taxi Drivers Association National Secretary says minibus owners must ensure that they employ well-qualified drivers in order to reduce on the number of road traffic accidents. In an interview with Camnet TV News, National Secretary Sydney Mbewe says most accidents are caused by inexperienced drivers, and at the end of the day, a lot of lives are lost.
For Zambia, road traffic accidents and fatalities trends from 2012 to 2020 indicates that the number of fatalities per 100,000 population has shown a steady decline of the accidents. Of late, the numbers seemingly have started increasing because road users are failing to comply with the road regulations. In an interview with Camnet News, Bus and Taxi Drivers Association of Zambia Secretary Sydney Mbewe has called on the owners of different road public transportation to employ well-qualified drivers.
I think we have gone through a very impatient time to get to this time where we are now voting. And everyone is excited. I've driven around the city of Lusaka and I've seen unprecedented long queues of people wanting and waiting to vote.
He has said this will help in curbing a lot of road traffic accidents.
An accident. Now, as a sector, we have been working hard with the relevant authorities like the Road Transport and Safety Agency and the Ministry of Transport to ensure that we maximize all measures on the roads to ensure that we do not lose lives unnecessarily.
Road deaths and injuries are sudden, violent traumatic events. Their impact is long-lasting and often permanent. Blessings Shakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
The independent churches of Zambia have asked the Electoral Commission of Zambia to consider extending the voting process if the voters continue turning up in numbers even after polling stations are closed. Speaking shortly after he voted, ECO's President Bishop David Masupa says the voter turnout across the country has been impressive, making it a delightful sight to see many people exercising their civic right to vote. Bishop Masupa, however, regretted the sporadic number of violent activities recorded across the country, calling on all to remain calm even as they await the final results. Police in Senanga, Western Province have arrested Mwendabai Msimasiku, aged 25, for allegedly killing his elder brother after a misunderstanding. Disclosing in a press statement, Zambia Police spokesperson Esther Katongo says the incident happened between 9th August 2021 and 10th August 2021 at around 03 hours in the morning at Nangofu area. Ms. Katongo has identified the victim of Mushoka Mwendabai, aged 29, who sustained a swollen forehead after he was hit with a pounding stick. She has stated that it is alleged that on the material day, the deceased together with the suspect were drinking local beer, and that the now suspect wanted to steal money from the victim, and a fight ensued which led to the suspect picking up a pounding stick and hitting the victim on the forehead. The body of the deceased is in Senanga General Hospital mortuary awaiting post-mortem, while the suspect is detained in police custody for murder. Well, we take our second set of commercial. Coming next is international and sports news.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
At Master Signs, our services range from outdoor, indoor signage such as billboards, banners, 3D light boxes, pylons and neon signs. We are located at plot number 397A, Makeni Road, Lusaka, at Oryx Filling Station. For more details, call us on +260 967 100 090 or +260 966 999 981, or better still, email us at infomastersign@gmail.com. Master Sign. We will make it shine.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. Now getting into our international item. The death toll climbed to at least 69 as firefighters, soldiers and civilian volunteers battled blazes in forests across northern Algeria on Wednesday in the latest wildfire to sweep the Mediterranean. President Abdoulaye Tebboune declared 3 days of national mourning starting from Thursday, and authorities say they suspect widespread arson after so many fires erupted in such a short space of time. In an update, state-run news agency APS said the rush of more than 50 fires that broke out Tuesday had claimed 4 more lives, in addition to state television store of 65 dead, including 28 soldiers deployed to help overstretched emergency services. Several arrests have been announced, but the identities of suspects, motives of those detained have not been disclosed. Images of trapped villagers, terrified livestock and forested hillsides reduced to blackened stump were shared on social media, many of them accompanied by plea for help. AFP journalists saw villagers desperately trying to put out the spreading fires with makeshift brooms in an effort to save their homes.
Chad marks 61 years of independence with a large military parade in N'Djamena in the presence of Mohamed Idris Deby Itno, president of the Transitional Military Council, since the death of his father Idris Deby Itno. The Chadian army, considered as one of the leading armies in the region, demonstrated its strength by deploying a number of artillery. Dressed as a 4-star general, Mohamed was in the front row of the main gallery, surrounded by 14 generals. We've seen a massive turnout of people. You know that the transition is the military, and everyone has come out to show their support. A very special endorsement. This shows quite clearly that the CMT is 200% accepted.
Le CMT est accepté à 200%.
The Chadian army is facing multiple challenges. In the southwestern Lake Chad region, the army has been fighting the Nigerian terrorist group Boko Haram, or the splinter branch, the Islamic State in West Africa, ISWAP, since 2015. At least 26 soldiers were killed last week in the largest attack since the death of Marshal Deby.
The death toll rose to at least 69 as firefighters, soldiers and civilian volunteers battled blazes in forests across northern Algeria on Wednesday in the latest wildfires to sweep the Mediterranean. Dozens of flames continued to burn for the fourth straight day in the Kabylie region, where more than 600 families have been left homeless. Images of trapped villagers, terrified livestock and forested hillsides reduced to blackened stumps were shared on social media, many of them accompanied by pleas for help. In Algeria's neighbor Tunisia, the temperature in the capital Tunis hit an all-time record of 49 degrees Celsius on Tuesday. The Tunisian emergency services reported 15 fires across the north and northwest, but no casualties. Military personnel were called to help extinguish a blaze in a forest in Siliana. They also responded to other fires in Kasserine, Biezat, Karwa and Jenduba.
We now get into your sports items. The Football Association of Zambia says female referees are one of the uncelebrated people in Zambia because of apathy when it comes to females indulging themselves with sports activities. In an interview with Camnet Sports, the Football Association of Zambia communication manager Sydney Mungala says women must participate in different sports disciplines as this can take them many places.
Although boxing, netball, volleyball, squash, rugby, golf and athletes are all popular, soccer is considered the national sport. Football, first introduced in Livingstone, has become so popular throughout the country that it is common to find streets empty and businesses at a standstill when an important international match is being played. The Football Association of Zambia has since encouraged the women in the country to take interest in the refereeing football sport, as this will open a successful door for the young women. The association communication manager Sydney Mungala says young women should participate in the sport.
Our female referees are one of the uncelebrated sports people. Remember, we had Gladys Lengwe, who went as far as the FIFA World Cup in 2019. She also officiated at the Under-17 Men's World Cup in 2017 in India. She led the way for many Zambian referees, and we're happy that many more are now taking the mantle from where she left. We have Diana Chukotesha, who was an assistant referee. She was part of the COSAFA Senior Men's Challenge in South Africa. She has been doing very well. She's also one of the referees that are on a program that FIFA hopes will lead her to be one of the officials at the next Women's World Cup. So this is an inspiration for female referees. Under the current program that is going on, we have 10.
Mr. Mungala has called on the country to celebrate female referees.
Referees out of 38 who are female. So that also gives an indication that many more women are becoming more assertive, and we hope that they can inspire others to take up refereeing. This is a very good career which has shown that if one dedicates themselves to this particular career, they're able to actually get more opportunities like officiating CAF games and FIFA games. So this is a milestone for us, and we hope to be building on it.
Soccer is a great sport most loved by Zambians. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
In another sports item, Copper Queens have drawn in Group C of the 2021 COSAFA Women's Championship alongside Namibia, Eswatini and guest national Uganda, the Football Association of Zambia has disclosed. The Copper Queens will, like many participating teams, use the regional competition of the fine-tune their details ahead of the 2022 Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifiers due in October. Bruce Mwape's side will be hoping to better last year's performance, in which they were eliminated by Botswana in the semi-finals of the competition via 2-1 scoreline. This year's tournament will be the fourth consecutive to be held in Nelson Mandela Bay, which will run from the September 15th to 26th, with Isaac Wolfson and Gavadel the Stadium listed as venue for the competition. Well, that sports item brings us to the end of Camnet TV main news, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. More people in queues as polling stations close. Internet misbehaves as Zambians vote. All 16 presidential candidates confident of scooping the elections. In international news, wildfires bring devastation to Algeria, Tunisia. And in sports, the Football Association of Zambia encourages women up referee positions. Before we go, here's our Camnet verse of the day, and it's coming from the book of Faith, Thessalonians of 5 verse 15, and it reads, "See to it that no one repays evil for evil to anyone, but always pursue what is good for one another and for all." My name is Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Thank you for watching. Pleasant viewing.